Hello guys, welcome guys to the class number 3. Welcome to all of you guys. We are just about to start. Right now we are in the live streaming. I just want to check if you can hear me, and it seems that you will be able to hear me, okay? So as always, welcome guys, welcome Sadis me, welcome Dave. When I see that you were signed a long time ago in the chat, I also Evil Boy is in the chat, also Zenith, welcome, Grand Adventure, and hi Edmund. So guys, as always, I create this specific waiting room in case you want to access and play with me. The room is the same as always. In the top you can see this UID. Anyway, I'm going to place it into the UID. Alright. Okay. So guys, I just want to know, how are you? I see that there is some players accessing already. Alright, so guys, I want to know how are you, and if you can, please confirm in the chat if you can hear me. There is some, I think you can, but I just want to be sure. Okay, so let me explain what I'm doing right now. I'm playing a map that is a compilation of minigames also. Okay. Alright, so there is like a minigame here. And what we have to do is we have to fight each other, okay? But we need to access here. So you have to select the team here. Okay? Just go to the blue one. And of course, oh, I didn't know what happened. I think it's a little bit boogie. Sometimes that happens. Okay. No, but what is happening here? Why I can play? It seems like as soon as I move, I can play it. Okay. Let me try once more. Okay. This time I'm going to be in the blue team. Okay. All right. They have to attack the blue stars, I think. Yes, I get a point. Alright guys, so it's a compilation of games related with ninjas, and you can play a lot of minigames actually with this one. Okay, so if you want to play the UIDs made by Fine Arts Studio, and it's actually a quite good game. Alright, I see. So as soon as I move, I'm going to lose, okay? So, let me check here. Guys, you're actually able to see me because I see that you are not responding in the chat, so I'm a little bit worried about that. Just let me do a double check here. Really, the music is too high. Let me reduce the music a little bit. Okay, now the music is a little bit lower, so I hope with that you can hear me. Okay, so there's a lot of minigames here. There is also an arena. So let me play this one. What do I have to do here? To start the game, a fight there, you must be a player at each end. Okay, I didn't understand that. I think it means that you have to be here, and the other player needs to be on the other side. So welcome Franklin Jose. Welcome to the class, okay? And as always guys, oh, I see, probably you are not seeing my face. Let me change that. I think now you can see me, so welcome guys. Alright. Okay, so let me search for some players here, so we will be able to play here. Okay, a lot of advertising here. So as always, guys, I didn't recommend that. So placing areas like this is just frustrating some players. So I didn't recommend that. I preferred you to place like buttons or something. It's going to work, but it's going to be confusing. Oh, very nice. He's already on there. So also this game has a kind of parkour game, so I think he actually gets under around this area. Let me try to access to that minigame. Alright, thank you Edmund for confirming. I know now that you can hear me. I was a little bit worried because in my end it was telling me that it's supposed for you to hearing me. Okay, parkour. No, I'm very bad at parkour, guys. So yeah, welcome Mr. Noob. I see that Mr. Noob is just accessing here. Okay, let's. Oh, why I can't jump on there? It was my keyboard, the one that fails. Okay, yes, I can. Okay, well, this one is the easy part, I guess. Okay, oh, easy. Okay, guys, I'm actually proud of becoming here, or to made it up to here, because I'm very bad at this actually. So I'm not the best at parkour. It's always one of the hardest parts to me is the parkour, right? As you see, it's quite difficult for me. Whoop. No, I can't do it. Why did I jump on there? Okay, let's try once more. Okay, let's try from here. Oh, yes, I made it, guys. Okay, guys, as always, if you want to play in this waiting room, remember we always do this until the actual game starts, okay? Okay, I have to get into the water. No, okay, no, I did it right. All right. And the room is one. Oh, I forgot to put the ID here. 2769323. So that's my UID. I'm going to pin it in the top just for you guys. I know that most of you won't be able to access because most of you are from Asia. Oh no. You see, I'm very new about that actually, but yeah. I know that most of you won't be able to access directly because you are from Asia and I am in Latin America. But if you try, maybe you can access. As you see, I'm very bad at this. Okay, so who is around me? Oh, Mr. Noob is right here. Okay. He was able to do it in the half of the time that I made it. All right, let's try here. All right, guys, also, if you want to ask me some questions about the class, or you have any questions about the previous process that we made, that remember that for this class you're supposed to have already created the basic scenario for your map, just let me know into the comments, okay? I will be able to answer. Even if I'm playing, I will be able to. Yes, Franklin, you can access, remember, the my UID, it's just pinned in the top, and yeah, just search for my UID. Oh, I don't remember which side I have to follow. I think it's this one. No, not sure. I was coming from here. Yes, Mr. Noob is coming from here, so it's this size for sure. Yes, you can access Franklin. Just copy my UID and you are more than welcome to the room. Okay, let's try this one. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I almost fall here. Oh no, it was. Okay, nice moves. Okay, yes, it's by this direction. It's actually easy. Parkour is not that hard, this one, but sometimes you fail. Okay, I was able to do it. Oh no, I fall here. All right, guys, so remember, we are going to take around 15 minutes to do this waiting room. Oh, Gabriel already made it. He's very good at this. Or I just, reach him. I think I reach him, but okay, all the things I do is just dying and dying over. Okay, for this one, you need to jump here, here. Yes. All right, all right, all right. And let's do it. Yes, you were able to do it, Yeyo. Okay. Okay, it's not that bad, actually. But actually, the map is good. I mean, I'm not that bad, actually. Okay, I think probably you're taking this and you're saying like, oh, you are actually very noob at this. But yes, I actually am noob on this. Oh, the good thing is that I didn't die because there is no damage when you fall in here. Oh, all right. Not a problem, Franklin. Okay, so it's by this side. All right, here, here, here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another big jump. And I made it. Yeah, guys, I was able to. Oh, sure. I was thinking that you were already added to my account, so let me do it right now. While we wait for the other players to join. Oh, okay. I can get more points if I keep entering here. Oh no. Alright, so let me try to do it, okay? Just a second here. And let's see here. Alright, let me copy your UID. Alright, guys. So, I think we left like 5 minutes to start the class. Okay, I think you are already with me because as you see on here, I cannot send you an invitation. Yeah, probably we are already friends. Let me do this. I'm going to delete some friends that are players that are not playing anymore. Okay, let me see here. I think Wabadook is not playing anymore. Alright, and let me add you now. Let me see if it works. Come on, loads. Okay, for some reason I cannot add you, Davon. Let's try in a little bit, okay? Okay. Okay, let's do a fight together. So follow me, Gabriel. Yeah, it was cool. It's a nice parkour. It's easy, but it's nice, actually. Okay, guys, so for those that are just entering here, we always, before the class, we do actually waiting room where you can play. And that's what we are doing right now, okay? Just, okay. Okay, okay. This is a room actually in which you're going to have a lot of mini games. All right, GG. Okay, okay. Oh, this is a little bit boogie. Okay, another one. All right, Gabs. Yes, try to send me a friend request now that I know which one is your nickname. I will be able to. Okay, guys, Gabs is a kind of pro in this. Okay, no. Get away. Oh no, I get the lag. Okay. So he won this time. I wanna see a fight. Yes, you have to be here. Actually, Mr. Noob, come here. Yes, you have to. Yeah, now they are going to start fighting each other. All right. I see you have a map that is being called Color War. All right. Not sure about that. No, this actually. Oh, actually, Gaps is very cool. Okay, who is going to be next? All right. It's Color War. All right. I see that. So it's a map that you create, or you think we are playing that map? Okay. This time I'm getting more hits from Gaps. Well, this time I'm doing it right, actually. Very good. Oh. Yay. That was actually fun. I think this game is great. Guys, if you want to get the UID for this map, hi, how are you, Atalia? I'm going to give you the UID for the map later. Let me see here. No, I cannot see the UID here. As I remember, I can see it right here. Oh yeah, it's Fine Arts. It's 1147 45 82 32. Okay guys, so that is the UID for the map creator. It's a team that actually is very good. Yes, it has a lot of mini games. Okay, I'm going to fight versus okay, me versus Mr. Noob. Okay, Mr. Noob knows how to fight. Oh, actually getting a little bit of luck. I think the stars actually are not making any damage here. Okay, time to change the strategy here. Okay, no, they actually do damage, but okay, I get a little bit of lag here, so I wasn't able to hit as it's supposed to. Okay. Oh, okay, he kills me. Yes, let's do this, Mr. Noob. As always, just as with Kenzie, we can see your map at the end of the class. That it works for you? Oh, truly sorry. It's telling you that something like the aliens have just captured the host. If you are getting that, that means that probably we are having like different servers, and sometimes that happens, okay? Okay, yes, GG, Mr. Noob. Okay, guys, so right now we have 6:20 in my end, in the morning, in your end, depending of your area, is going to be nighttime, okay? So let's start the class. Let me switch to full screen, and I'm going to enter their room. Sorry guys, for those that are just joining into the room. Let me switch to full screen, and welcome guys, welcome to the class number 3. As always, it's very great to see you here. Alright, we are always in the live. We are not that much players. Most of the players are going to check this live after the game, the live has already ended, because we are the English class and we are from different regions, different times. So that always happens, okay guys? So for this class, we are going to start to create some objects and some triggers. So get ready, because we are going to start right now. Let me switch to the presentation, and now let me send the greetings for all of you that already get joined, okay? So Damon, as always, is already here, so welcome Davon, welcome Atalia, welcome Franklin, welcome Mr. Noob, welcome Best Gaming. And welcome for those that were already joining, like Evil Void and Sad Is Me and Zenith, okay? So, guys, let me see. You are supposed to be seeing my presentation, but I just want to be sure. Yes, you are able to see my presentation, okay? Yes, we are going to do it, but just after the class ends, okay, guys? We always do that. We always play together, but just after the class ends. I'm very good. I get like a specific VPN, so I think for the next classes we will be able to play together. I'm going to try to use the VPN. I was worried about that you cannot join, or that the speed is going to be reduced because it's a VPN, but I want to check, I want to test with you this VPN, and if the VPN works, probably we will be able to play together for the next classes. Alright, guys, so alright, let's start with the class, guys. As always, for those that are new, and I always have to remind you this part, we are going to do a PvP team battle. We already have a model map for this, and we are going to start creating. Remember, the map that I'm going to teach you how to do is in the basics, in the standards, like in the phase, is created or is made about a kind of dodgeball-like game with PvP, but it has some new features that most of the dodgeball games are not going to have. As an example, you are going to have 3 lives, you are going to be over amount, the blocks can be destroyed, and the disc is going to bounce, okay? As always, guys, for this class, we have the different timing. You are seeing the time in the screen right now. As you see here, as always, I always remind you this, guys, you are going to see that we are going to see classes until the next week. On the 12th of September, we are going to end the classes. You're supposed to start creating your map right now, but you are going to have a week after that. As always, guys, I'm going to be in Discord even when the classes are over, answering your questions or giving you some basic guides about what you can do or not do. Something that we always do, guys, or yes, it's actually we create a Zoom in which you can access around the last 3 days after before the submitted stage ends. And most of the times you as English group probably will access, but if you want to access because you need to solve some specific things, I always open that. Just be pending into the Discord group. I always create those Zoom meetings, okay? So another important thing, guys, as you see, as always here, we have a time here that says that we are going to have until the 20th of September to submit your maps, guys. As always, I'm reminding you these 2 things. First, your map has to be started after the 27th of August. So that means if you create a map or you are using any map that has been created before 27th of August, probably Miniverse is not going to let you submit that map. So if you have that kind of problem, try to start a new map from zero. And another important thing, guys, always try to submit your map at least 1 day before. They recommend the time is at least 2 days before, but just in case, at least 1 day before, because a lot of things can happen, guys. As an example, a lot of things for me, or a lot of times happens that you have actually great maps, okay? Well, actually I didn't know for sure because I wasn't able to play it. You submit those maps in creation mode, and when I try to access, I see announcement construction, but I cannot test the gameplay. So if you submit before that, probably we will be able to worry you and say, hey, I'm just checking your maps and your map has this problem and you submit it in creation mode, so please change it, and I will review it later, okay? But if you just submit it on time, probably you are going to miss that. So always, just in case, submit your map 1 day before, okay? Finally, after that, we are going to have a review stage. This review stage is going to start on the 21st. I'm going to rank and score your map first. We have like different values for the rank and the score. Then the Miniverse team is going to rank it, and then we are going to do a public votation for this. So remember, around the 23, we are going to have that part of the contest finished, and after that, we are going to announce the winners around 2 or 3 days after that, okay? I see. Good morning, Rosian. Welcome to the class. So yes, probably in most of your areas are going to be nighttime. In mine, it's just the morning. We are just getting the morning around 20 minutes ago. So it's very early in the morning. Okay, so, and as always, guys, just to remind you, we have those prices. All the prices are with actual real cash, real money. It's going to be $40. For the excellent award, it's going to be $35. For the best learning, the most creative is going to get $35, and the best progress award is going to get $15. As you see, guys, this is important, this minicamp we increased again the amount of winners. So the last minicamp only were like 4 persons for get the excellent award, so this time we increased to 8 persons, and in all the different like categories we increased the amount of players. Okay. And very important, guys, for this class I'm going to give you a permanent skin part, so just stay tuned, okay? As always, we have different prices for the class, and I'm going to give you the price as soon as we finish a section of the tutorial, okay? So welcome, Clea, welcome to the class. How are you, yo? Alright, so, and as always, guys, I always reminded you this is the Discord group. On there you can ask some questions, you can submit your maps, and most important, we can talk about the minicamp in case you have questions, in case you have some specific topic that you want to talk about, okay? Alright, and as always, for this class you need a computer and something to take notes with, okay? Just reminding you that, okay? So let's start with the objectives, guys. For this class, we are going to see 3 specific things. First, we are going to create all the basic objects. I changed the dynamic a little bit. I prefer to create all the objects at the beginning, so later we can use it. We're not having to return to the plugin editor. So we are going to do that. We are going to start with that. We have like different sections, economy items, inventory items, mount items. We have a lot of things here. And when I refer to game objects, I refer to creatures, to items, to books, to recipes, to all those things, okay? Then we are going to start creating the most basic ones that are going to be the basic trigger systems. Easy things like remove effects automatically, or as an example, always show the timer bar. That is something very important, guys, okay? After that, we are going to start with the game control, okay? So remember that in the last class, I tell you that we are going to do a status system for the game. We are going to start with that. Probably your map is going to have those functions. You won't be able to play completely yet because the next class we are going to cover the second part for the game control and also for some specific and basic things like the dicks, pawns and kill. That is going to work. Yes, I know that when I say boofs, it sounds like sometimes like boofs. That is my accent, okay? But yes, I mean boofs with double F, okay? And next. All right, guys. So for this class, as always, we have a total amount of 3 weeks. We are in the 2nd week. And this class is actually the 3rd one. For the next class, just to let you know, we are going to learn the basic game elements that left. That means we are going to complete the game controls. We are going to add the mount system triggers and also the pickup triggers. As you see in the game, even if you are over the mount, if you're over the robot, you can pick up items. So we are going to learn that. And a couple of extra things in triggers. We are going to create also our scripts, the scripts for the system, for the dodgeball system, and for the disc that can bounce, and also just other couple of triggers that are going to be very helpful, okay? And that's going to be for this week. After that, we are going to have one other week in which we are going to learn a couple of things that are going to be very interesting. We are going to cover the class for just the mounts, how to create the mounts, how to modify the mounts, how to create skills for the mounts, and that's going to be very important, okay? So now we have the first part that are going to be the game objects, okay? So guys, theory first, we are going to start, we are actually have like 5 different topics for the objects in the game, but we are going to start with the most basics one. First, as always, for be able to get some extra things, we are going to create an economy items as always. Then we are going to create the basic do me items, okay? Remember, those do me items are just for creating skills with triggers and also for creating the observer system. So we are going to have already covered that, okay? Then we are going to learn how to create the game objects. That is going to be the laserdisc, and we are going to learn a couple of triggers. Then we are going to create this launcher, the quick shot, the mounts. We are going to start with the mobs that are going to be the base for creating the mounts. Then the items that you can use to just summon these mobs, and the recipes. And finally, we are going to create some mobs that are going to help us to create the different power-up systems. So let us start with the basics, okay? Let me switch the screen to MiniWorld. I want to be sure that you will be able to see my MiniWorld, and I think you are. Yes, you are. All right. So, as always, these things first, we are going to access and we are going to create our own map, okay? So just remember that we already have our map created and we are going to start creating some basic items, okay? So let me start first with the most basic one, that is going to be the coin. I always recommend you to start with the coin because it's going to be one of the basics items. And as an example, if you import some specific plugins, if you start with the coin first, you won't have to set up again all the recipes for this economy system. Remember that the economy system that I used is to have a coin in game that is an actual item, and with the toolbox we are going to use it as a store, so the players are going to be able to get things in game, okay? Yes, Damon, just let me know, Damon, what is your question in what do you want to know, okay? So while I'm waiting for you to answer, because I know that you are going to probably hear this like 1 or 2 or 3 minutes after I say it, because we have that delay in between the live streaming and the real time for me, I'm going to start creating the items, okay? So guys, as always, you are going to access just right here in the top, and you are going to hit the plugin editor. So first thing first, we are going to create the money. So remember guys, the money is just an empty item that is not going to do anything. Actually, it's just a dummy item. A dummy item means, or a dummy in programming or in any game developing, is something that is going to give you the visual part, but is not going to do anything, okay? So you can use that as a template to use it in triggers or in another systems like we are going to do. Yeah, I know guys that with the changes, probably you are going to miss, but remember, we just started class, so you are not actually late. We always take like, now it's 20 minutes for starting the class, so you are actually on time. Okay, Roseanne, so now guys, you are going to hit create, you are going to hit again in create, and you are going to select mix items, okay? As always guys, a quick review for all of those, because I want to focus this class on that. This one is going to create items that actually are not going to have any function. You can add skills on it, but it's not going to have like any attached function by default. The tools, you can use it to create just shovels or axes or any tool in MiniWorld that is being used most of the times for mining, okay? Also, you can create swords from this part. So if you want to create a sword, use this one, okay? The second one is going to be bows. That actually is going to be just like the name is, some items that need some bullets to shoot, and you can use, actually you need to hold the item to increase the charge amount, okay? Then we are going to have ammo or projectile. With this you can create just the ammo, like you can use a snowball or something similar, or also you can use some specific things that you can use for the system. As an example, if you want to create an explosion in game, you can create an item that is going to auto-explode as soon as you drop it, and you can create explosions with that. Finally, we have firearms. It's going to be slightly different from bow, okay? It's going to be like a little bit different. With firearms, you can do like snipers, you can do like guns or machine guns. And the main difference is that you don't need to hold the charge button to shot, or you don't need even an ammo sometimes, okay? Then we have food. Food is just like you see, it's something that you can eat. We have the lucky bags that are going to allow you to create some boxes that you can actually get a lot of items by just clicking on it, or you can create some lucky boxes like the name, which is going to give you a random item each time that you use it. And finally, you have the equip option that is going to allow you to create custom equipment, okay? So for now, we are going to use the base one, okay? All right, yes, for those that are requesting who is Alter, Alter is a very good YouTuber, and it was the previous teacher for the English class. And right now he's still on Miniworld. He is working inside Miniworld right now, but in another charge. But yeah, I actually highly recommend that you follow his channel. It's very good creating content. So remember, guys, as always, we are going to give a name for your coin. So as an example, if your map is around or about dinosaurs, you can get some coins that will be related with that. As an example, I don't know, like bones coins or something similar. Or as an example, if you are creating a slime map, you can create a slime coin. Try to be creative on that, okay? It's not required, but it's some extra details that are going to be very good for the players, okay? In my case, this is just an example, I'm going to use money, okay? Remember, guys, you can use colors in here. In the last class, we are going to see this about more detail. We are going to see advanced text, so you are going to learn a lot of tricks about that, okay? For the description, you can place, just be straightforward and let the player know that this item can be used to get items into the store. All right? Then you can add a model for that. I know that Miniworld right now is having some bugs that you cannot select the default models. So you can probably use a custom model. I have a lot of coins here. Also, you can get a lot of coins for the from the plugin section where you can download all those, okay? So once you add the money, as you see, it's very simple. It's one of the simplest items to add. We are going to go here and we are going to create a new status, okay? These are going to be the basics, guys. So remember, the status that we are going to create is called Yumi Buff. And what it's going to do is actually not going to do anything. It's just something that allows us to use skills with any item. But it's actually some skill that is going to be empty. It's not going to do anything. But what we can do with that is to set up these skills in the scripts or in the triggers, okay, guys? So for this, just place any icon on here. I always use this one that is going to be the default one for buffs. That is going to be this one. You don't need to place a description. You don't need to place any effect. Also, be sure you don't add any special effect or any sound effect. And on attribute, just be sure that you have a positive status. And just save and return and add it into the game, okay? So you are going to have the dummy buff here, all right? Now that you have the dummy buff, we will be able to create some specific items. So, always in the game, you are going to create a store system, okay? Well, it's not required, but it's highly recommended because you can do a lot of things with that. You can do some improvements for the players. Okay, so as an example, if you want to create a game in which the players can get more speed by getting with coins, you can do it. And later we are going to learn how to connect this with the actual developer store. So we are going to start to creating two items. We are going to create an item store that is going to be in your inventory, and then we are going to create a dev store that also is going to be in your inventory. For now, guys, we are just going to create the objects. We are not going to set up the script. Later, I'm going to teach you how to do that, okay? So just hit add here. You are going to create a new one. You are going to hit create and add, okay? Once again, we are going to use MISC. That is going to be the default dummy item. And you are going to place on here store, okay? Remember that later you can give some color. I'm going to teach you some advanced tricks for this one, and just place a description here. So let's do exchange money here for cool items. Okay, you can place any description, but always try to get a short description. Okay, don't use too much text. Okay, that's a trick players don't want to read. Also, we know that Miniverse is being played for a lot of languages, so probably if you place an extended description, it's going to be read by the player. So it's very important to be straightforward in this. Okay, the model, you probably have to make one, or you can download one of the models from the resource center. Okay, you can use whatever you want it. I already have my own models here that I always use for my sort. I always recommend you to create your own models. Why? Because it's going to be kind of branding. Players are going to recognize that you always have the same model, so they are going to start to recognize your maps. Okay, I have this one that says shop. It's that simple. Now for the attributes, just hit on here and be sure that it's in one. Okay, and for skills, you are going to add a new skill. Guys, for the skills, you are going to add the buff. When you add the buff, you are going to delete it. And when you have the fire buff here, you are going to delete it. And you are going to add a new one. So the new one is the one that we just created. But remember this, guys. Probably if you get this error, it's because you need to restart the game every time that you add an item to be able to see it in game. So what we are going to do is just to add it and then hit enter to the game. That's going to restart the map. And right now we will be able to complete the process because... Oh, okay, this is getting saved. All right, we have the item here. And if we go to skills right now, we will be able to see the buff. Let me show you, okay? So you see that it's dummy buff. You reduce the duration to 1 second. On here, just change this, that says mark charge for non-charge. On beam, just hit single player and confirm. Okay, with that, we have an item that actually is not doing anything. It's just an empty item, okay? But with triggers and with the scripts, we will be able to open the toolbox from here, okay? Now that we have this item, we are going to just do the same. You are going to do the exact same process, but this time you are going to name it as a dev store, okay? In my case, I already have it created. I have like a default template for this, but it's just the same, okay, guys? Remember, very important, guys, the name gives something creative for the name, and the description, you are going to tell that you can get premium items from here. What it's going to do this is going to open just the developer store, so this is going to be very useful for those that are developers. If you are not developer yet, don't use this because you don't have access to the developer store. But in case you are a developer, I highly recommend that you get this. This is going to be in the inventory, so the players can just get items anytime. Also very important, guys. There are a lot of ways to do this. As an example, you can add this at the beginning of the inventory. I didn't recommend that, okay? Because it's going to be a little bit, I don't know, the experience is not going to be the best because you have to move the items. It's going to be just in the first row, so it's going to be something frustrating for the players. Okay, so I always recommend that you get the developer store and the store at the end, okay? I know that probably you are going to get more money at the beginning when you do it in the other way, but in the long term, it's going to make the players upset and it's going to make the players probably not to play your map again. And another thing that I have seen that a lot of players do is that actually to place a script or a trigger that opens the developer store just when you passed the selection bar over it. And that's completely upset, guys, because probably you are in a fighting game, you are fighting and you move your inventory a little bit and you get the store open and you get completely freezed and people can kill you, okay? So I always prefer to do a use item or make the players use the item to be able to open the store, something that improves the game experience, okay? Remember, yes, probably you are going to get more money at the beginning, but I always think that the quality for your map stands for the game experience, okay? So my personal recommendation is to prefer to game experience. Just for this, you are going to do the same. You are going to add a buff. Instead of the fire buff, you are going to add the dummy buff with the same conditions, no target, and all the other things, and you are going to just add it into your game, okay? So right now we already have all the economy items, and also we have the dummy buff, okay? All right, so truly sorry, I see that you probably add your UID. Sometimes YouTube block the UID, so sorry for that. I just showed your UID, Mr. Noob. All right, so now guys, all right, so we already have those 3 items covered. Now we are going to create some other 2 basic things. First, we are going to create a creature. This creature is going to be used for making the observer, okay? What I always do is I modify the chicken, but probably you are going to find a problem with that. And is that the chicken has a basic sound. So if you use the chicken as a base model, your observer is going to sound like a chicken, okay? So if you want to create one from 0, it's okay, just create a new mob. Just change the name to observer. And why we do this, guys? The observer, actually the default observer mode in MiniWord is kind of buggy right now. So sometimes when you use that, it's going to kick out the players. And that's not going to affect the host most of the times. But as an example, if the host dies and it gets kicked out of the game is going to end. And it's going to let the players like, oh, okay, so I haven't finished the game and now I have to quit from the game. That's not fair. So that's why I recommended to create your own system. This is going to be temporal, I guess, but for now it's the best solution, okay? So select a model for your observer. You can use any model. And of course, I highly recommend that you get something related to your game. As an example, if you are a dinosaur game, probably the observers can be X. And if you are going to place the observer area in the top, just like mine, try to use something that flies, okay? You can use ghost, you can use a lot of things, okay? I see as an example some maps that are going to be related with elements, so you can use a spirit. I see another maps that are going to be with dinosaurs, so you can use a pterodactyl on there, that is a dinosaur that can fly, okay? So for the observer, we don't have to do anything else, just change the model and be sure that you show the name. Just add it into your game. Remember, to be able to see the observer, you need to restart the map. Just hit enter map and you are going to see that. Okay, now that we already created the observer creature, we are going to create the observer status. So this is going to be very simple too. Just hit create new status. The status is going to be observer. If you want to place a description for that, it's okay, guys. Most of the players didn't read that, but just in case, you can have that description. Select any image that you want to select. Most of the times for the observer, I use this one that looks literally like an observer. And for effect, the important thing is that you place this one that says invincible, so observers are not going to die. Sometimes that I use the Britian Brickner, so the players are going to notice that something changed in the area, okay? Just to let you know. Let me check the streaming 1 second. I want to be sure that you can see me. Yes, you can see me, you still see me. Okay. So. Alright guys, so just place the observer buff here and just select confirm. Okay, very important in attributes, you have to change this. You need to be sure that it's positive status, that is in cover. You can place here unlimited and don't remove after that, okay? Because if you don't do that, probably your players will be able to kill each other. You know, there is always a way to do it. And probably the players will be able to remove the buff, okay? So with this, even if the players kill each other, they won't be able to attack or do anything, okay? And then move back to the observer part, and we are going to add a new feature. You are going to add a special effect, and you are going to select change model. Okay, that will be able or allow you to change the model for the player, and we are going to block also the availability to use items, okay? So just select on here the monster that you just created, or as an example, you can use any basic animal, okay? And I need to correct this, guys, okay? When you create your observer, you need to use a basic model. Don't create a new mob from zero, you need to edit a basic. So I recommend it to edit any animal, because you are not going to see custom models here, okay? And what you are going to do is to select that animal. As an example, if I use the chicken for create my observers, just select the chicken here, okay? That's something very important. And very important too, just hit here, can use items when it's converting, okay? So that's going to avoid the players to use any item. Just save it and add it into the game, okay? So you are going to have this right now like this. We already have the dummy buff, we already have the observer too, okay? Now let me switch to the presentation a little bit. And we already finished the basic items. We are going to add another couple of items, okay guys? Well, actually 9 items more, or 9 objects more, okay? So now that we already have created the economy items and the basics ones, the ones that we are going to use as a basic system. Remember, this is not going to be just for this game. I recommended to use those items that we just created for all the games. We are going to create the gameplay items, okay? And this is going to be specifically for this specific game. And we are going to start with the basic items, the ones that you can use in your inventory, okay? So for this game, we have the laserdisc that is going to be your main weapon. And it has a couple of triggers and scripts, but for now we are going to learn how to create the item and the triggers. Then we have the disc launcher that will allow you to just shot the discs. We have quick shot that is going to be a second skill that allows you to drop those skills faster. Then we have the mount system. It's the one that allows you to get into the robot and be able to manage the robot, okay? We also have the items, the recipe for those items, for the store actually, for the mount system. And then we have some power-ups that you can pick up from the floor. So we are going to start creating those, okay? Hi Gabriel, welcome to the class. Alright, so now we are going to move back to MiniWorld and we are going to start creating those items. Alright guys, so just hit enter to your game as always to save the progress, and you're supposed to be already with the previous items, okay? For those specific items, the ones that we are to create from now on, I'm going to switch to the main map because it's very important to have the same setup that I'm going to have, okay? It's very important guys because, this kind of part of the game is the most exact part. Okay, so let me get on here, over here, and let me enter the map. So I'm going to be sure that I'm not going to fall just by moving. And you are going to access with the plugin editor again, okay? So we are going to start create the most basic one that is going to be the laserdisc, okay? So just hit add a new one, you're going to add a new one, and you are going to hit create, okay? When you hit create, you are going to, okay, actually it's not on this section, it's in props, okay, right now. All right, you are going to hit add new, create, you are going to add a new one, and very important guys, I need you to select this one, the one that says ammo projectile, okay? Because that is the disc, ammo projectile, but it's going to have some specific features. Once you add it, you are going to have the next setup, okay? First, be sure that you are going to give a name for it. In my case, it's very important to know that I'm using the ammunition and know the item that I can pick up from the floor or the disc launcher, okay? So what I put on the name is laserdisc ammunition. You can use any name that you wanted for it. As an example, if you are using a medieval game and it's a ninja game, you can use a shuriken, so you are going to put shuriken ammunition, okay? I place some description here, the damage, the skills that basically is bonuses. The second one is that breaks transparent blocks, okay? The model, it's very important guys. You have to use a model trick parts. As an example, if you use a small parts in the model that can get, I don't know, attached to a wall or something, it's going to be difficult. So be sure that even if you place some things on it, place a border or something that completes the circle and needs to be completely plain to be able to do the bouncing part, okay? If you do, as an example, like a ball, probably is going to bounce in another way. It's going to bounce up and down, and probably is going to affect that which can actually could be a good different way to play the game. But in my case, I highly recommend it to get the same setup, okay? Just place the description, place the name for it. In the attribute is going to be the most important thing, okay? So just remember, you are going to place max numbers on the stack to the max amount. Now throw rule needs to be off, so players are not going to be able to throw the item directly. The projectile attack, I highly recommend it to get it in 10, just in case, as an example, that happens a lot. Miniverse sometimes doesn't detect if the projectile hits in triggers, so you will be able to do at least some damage on it, okay? Now, for the attack type, select single shot. Initial speed, I have it in 45-0. The hit target is going to be creatures and block. And very important, guys, here is where it really starts the sensitive parts of this, okay? So trigger delayed, you are going to place 10 seconds. It's the max amount, okay? Recyclable needs to be off. Break blocks needs to be off, okay? Because we are going to do this with triggers. If you activate this, it's going to affect the disc, okay? And most important, guys, you need to turn on the advanced physics for this one, okay? Now, for the physical texture, you are going to create a new one. And the information that you need to have on here is going to be resistance, needs to be on 0.1, okay, guys? On this, don't experiment, use the same settings that I already placed here. I tried a lot, different things, and this is the best result that I get, okay? So, resistance is going to be 0.1, angular drag is going to be 1.0, and quality is going to be 5500, okay? The gravity needs to be off, okay? With this, your disc is going to bounce, is going to hit on the walls. And there is a big problem with this, okay? Right now it works perfectly for the visual part, but Miniverse doesn't have this very setup, so if you use this, it's not going to do any damage, okay? So we have to do the damage on triggers, and we are going to do a custom damage system that is going to destroy your lives, okay? So that's important. So just to let you know, right now your disc is going to bounce, but don't worry if but this is not going to do any damage when it bounces, because it's an error from anywhere. It's not something that you are doing wrong, okay? Now for skills, you are going to keep it completely off, okay? Guys, very important, you need to keep off that part. And in partial trigger, you are going to add a new one, okay? So the most important one is going to be the destruction area, so I have one for the sound. This is very simple. When the projectiles hits the target, the only thing that you are going to do is to play a sound on it. But let me start with the destruction area. So just create a new trigger that is destruction area. What it's going to do this is when it hits a block, it's going to detect the blocks around it and it's going to destroy those blocks, okay? But actually remember that our blocks had 3 different stages. So it's going to be with 3 lives, 2 lives, 1 life, and completely destroy it, okay? So what it's going to do is to switch those blocks, okay? And very important bit warnings here, guys. The order here is very important, because if you destroy some specific block in different order, probably it's going to do double damage for the blocks. So how it works, just add a new vent. The vent is going to be when hitting a target, okay? Remember that this section is not the normal section, it's inside the editor of the plugin, okay? So this is going to have different events for the normal one, okay? When this projectile hits any target, then you are going to go to action. And the first thing is that we are going to do or go here, okay? And we are going to search for a specific section that is going to be a block, okay? And what is going to be the action? Okay, we are going to destroy some blocks, okay? So we are going to break the blocks here, remove the blocks in an area, okay? So for removing the blocks in an area, you need to hit on blocks, and we are going to hit here where it says remove blocks in an area. I'm going to delete it because I already created here. Okay, so when you hit remove block in an area, we are going to clean the most damaged block. So in my case, it's going to be red. Red means that if the block gets another hit, it's going to be destroyed. And once again, remember that it's very important the order. So the first one that we are going to destroy is the most damaged one, okay? So just select on here template library, and on template library select the most damage of your blocks, okay? Then we are going to do the next thing. We are going to clear the high damage block in an area, and we have to transform or convert the location where the disc hits to an area. And how we are going to do that? It's very easy, guys. You are going to just hit on function library, you are going to hit on convert location to a region, okay? And it's going to give you the next information. First, to get the initial point. So what you are going to select is just event position, and the dimensions are going to have like the amount of blocks that is going to be the area, okay? So the area is going to start just in the location where the area hits, and it's going to tell us how long we are going to get the area moving in the X to both sides, in the Y section, the altitude in both sides, up and down, and finally the C section that is going to be north and south, okay? So it's going to increase the area, okay? So in my case, as this is a disk, I want to create not like a completely square or circular area. What I want to do is just to create something that looks more plain because it's a disk, okay? So what I did is place in the first one that is going to increase one block to each side. Then in the middle one, as I don't want to increase that much amount, I'm going to place also just 0.7, so it's going to damage less blocks in the altitude. And then for the C factor, I'm going to use once again. Okay, just copy the same values that you see on the screen and it's going to work. All right, now that's the first one. Then you are going to add a new action. The action is going to be replace block. Okay. And it's very important, guys, that you are sure that you are using the area one, okay? This is a little bit confusing. So replace block is just going to replace one block. Replace block area, of course, is going to replace the area. And we need the area. Remember, guys, the game is just going to give us the point where the disk hits, but we are going to increase and transform this into an area, okay? 2 minutes and it's 1 hour, actually 5 minutes now. Alright guys, so select replace blocks in area. And when you do that, it's going to have the next information. First, we are going to select damage floor. So in my case, damage floor is going to be the middle one, okay? So it's the one that is not most damaged, but if it gets hits again, it's going to be in high damage block, okay? In my case, it's the yellow one. We are going to replace that for the red one that is the most damaged block, okay? So in here, just select template library. You are going to go to custom and you are going to select the medium. Remember, my colors is white for no damage, yellow for medium damage, and red for high damage. So I'm going to use the medium one that is going to be at the damage floor. Then we are going to do the thing that we just made for the previous one. We are going to transform the area in a location. So just hit here, add function library, and convert area to region. Select once more event position and get the same numbers 1, 0.7, and 1, okay? Then it's going to ask for us, or it's going to ask us if or which one is going to be the block that we are going to place instead this one. And we are going to hit high damage floor, okay? That is going to be the red one. And it doesn't matter which phasing you are doing, okay? What we are going to do is to just check the area and check if there is any blocks of the specific kind and change it for the most damaged one, okay? We already have that, so we are just going to hit copy and paste, and you are going to have the second option. That is the same action, but instead of placing damage floor, we are going to place the normal floor, okay? In my case, it's being called yellow hologram block, but in the real life, it's the block that is going to be the basic, the one that hasn't been damaged for any kind of hit. So you are going to select template library and you are going to select that one at first. In my case, it's going to be the white one, okay? And then we already have this covered, so you don't have to change that part if you already copy it, it's just the same. And very important, here we are going to place a medium damage floor. In my case, it's going to be the yellow one, okay? And then, if you want to do some cool thing, what you can do is to create an effect in the point. So just hit add, then select special effect, and then play a special effect at position. In my case, I select explosion 3. You can choose whatever effect you want, and the size is 1. And we are done. This is the only trigger that we are going to use for this disc as a basic. In case you want to add the sound one, the only thing that you do is just do the same event for the concision. It's a little bit trick, so let me explain a little bit more about this, okay? Probably this is a trick that is going to be very helpful for you. This event, the one that hits any projectile, if you place here on the eye, it's going to tell you which it's going to take. It's going to take if it hits an item, if it hits a creature, if it hits something else, okay? So Minibird, as you notice, it's telling us that it's going to detect the blocks and the creatures by the same. So how you can know if it's hitting a creature or a block, so you are going to avoid this to execute more than necessary, and you have different effects for the creature and different effects for the blocks. You can place just a condition, okay? So if you want to check if it's a plier, what you are going to do is to just add a condition that checks the plier max amount of life, okay? Why? Because if it hits a block, the block doesn't have a life, okay? If it hits a creature, as this condition is just for pliers, it's not going to detect it. So what I do is just to add a condition that says the plier attribute. The plier attribute is going to be the life, it's greater than 1, and with that, the system is only going to execute if it hits a plier, okay? So, same thing if you want to execute only if you want to hit a creature, is just instead of placing plier attribute, place creature attribute here, okay? And that's it. That's going to execute only when a plier is on the equation, okay? And what you do is just play the sound on there, okay? Just to let you know, it's just the same thing, okay? As you see, it's a very easy trigger, okay? Now, guys, we already have covered this part that is going to be the laser disc, okay? Now we are going to create the disc launcher, okay? As we already have a little bit of time here, we already covered a couple of things here. I want you to take a break because I know that it can be a little bit hard until this part. So let's do this. I'm going to give you a code right now, the first one. So go ahead and claim it. And if you have some questions until the moment, just let me know, okay? Hi Angelo, how are you? Okay, YouTube, what happens? I think my computer, okay, yeah, now it's reacting. For some reason my computer gets stuck, but now I'm working again with it, okay? So let me change the screen. Yes, you are able to see my new screen now. Okay, guys? So, until this point, did you have any question, anything that you want to ask me, even if it's not about the class, so we can take this time to relax a little bit and get our mind a little bit relaxed before continuing? How about you guys? So let me ask you a question, guys. I know that a lot of you are in the school or in the university, so I want to know if in your area you already start like presential classes that you have to go to school. I know that most of the schools were working like from home as this pandemic situation is happening. So I just want to know if you already access or get into your class, okay? So because I know also that some countries has like different times. Let me place a poll for it. Okay, that's funny. Yes, let me know, Davon. Let me know what is your question. All right. Well, we have already the first ones. Yes, please let me know what is your question. I see a lot of you haven't entered. Okay, so let me know, guys. In my case, of course, I'm not accessing to the school because I'm not in the school anymore and not in the university anymore. But I just want to know your information, guys. Okay, so Davon asked, yeah. Just feel free and ask me the question. I will be more than happy to answer. Guys, very important. Something that I forgot to tell you is that the mini word block art good talent is actually near to start. So just to let you know, guys, this is one of the best like contest in MiniWord, and it's very cool because you can create your own map, and we have a lot of cool maps. Okay, one of the best game creators are going to start creating their maps for that, so I highly recommend it to participate. So just stay tuned up, and probably we are going to see that later. I see. So Desmond, I didn't see your question, so I'm going to continue, but as soon as you ask the question, I will be able to answer you. Okay. So let me switch to MiniWord again. All right, now you are seeing MiniWord again. All right. So the last part that we made is actually to create the disk for this, okay? So what we are going to do now, as we are just creating the items that we are going to have in our inventory, we are going to start creating those items, okay? But this is very important, guys. Remember, and something that I just realized is that I forgot to teach you something about the money. So this is the same item that we create for the money. What you have to do here is to change the max taxing number to the max amount, okay? So right now you are going to have it probably 64 or 32, change it to the max amount, that is 99. Later I'm going to teach you how to get this exact number that you can get a lot of money, but for now just change that, okay? Alright, so guys, what we are going to do is to continue. For this, the next item, you are going to just hit a new one, you are going to hit create props, you are going to hit again a new one, and the disc launcher is going to be based on the bow. Why on the bow? Because the firearm is just going to hit the item directly, this one is going to hit it by charging, okay? And why is very important that? Because with the pliers, when they are going to start to charging the item, they are going to get the speed reduced, so they have to think before throwing the disc. And also very important, guys, is going to allow the players calculate if they want to hit a much longer shot that is going to bounce more if they keep the skill charged, or if they are going to get a direct hit that is going to be very quick but it's not going to bounce that much times, okay? So be sure that you use the bounced one, that is the bow one, and this is how I create the disc launcher. So first, the disc, change the name for disc shooter, disc launcher, or whatever name you want it. And remember that you probably are going to have a different item instead of a disc. You can use a shuriken, I don't know, a boomerang, or whatever you want to use to bounce into the walls, okay? Now, just place a small description about what the item does. In my case, it just shoots laser discs. And here I place some specific information. So the speed is going to be 2, the charging time is going to be 2, the disc amount is going to be 1, and the ammo used is going to be 1, okay? Select whatever model you want to add it for it. And we are going to move now to the attribute part, okay? So the attribute for this one is going to be very, 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 very important. Okay, so what are going to be the attributes for this one? First, the damage here is going to be 0. Okay, we are not going to increase any damage for the items that we are going to shoot. Attacking will cause durability. You are going to hit 1, that is the minimum amount. Charge time, okay? Charge time is interesting. I highly recommend it to get some charge time, but definitely don't use it over 1 because that's going to be a lot of time. It's better to use 8, but also try to avoid to using too short a bouncing amount because probably by lag, players are going to shoot a lot of arrows, a lot of items, so no order, okay? So the initial speed bonus is going to be 0.4. So 0.4, guys, is very low. Okay, it's going to give some extra speed, but not that much speed. Okay, why? Because with the quick shot, we are going to. It's going to be the quick shot doesn't need almost any charge, but it's going to be slower. Okay, and this one can have more speed, more power, but you need to charge it more. Oh, I see, Davon. Let me answer that one in a little bit, okay? Your question about how I become a teacher. Now, for the ammo, guys, it's very important. You are going to select the disc launcher that the disc ammunition that we just created, the one that we add the trigger for before I give you the code. The consumption quantity is going to be just 1, okay, guys? Don't use another number, that's going to be a little bit boogie, okay? Durability, select 2000, doesn't matter which item you use here, and the restored value is going to be 100. Now, for the skills, as you see, there is no skill here, there's no triggers, there's no partial script for that, okay? Just hit save, and you are going to have the item right here. Now, for the next item, we are going to do exactly the same. We are going to add a new item, we are going to create it, base it on a bow, and the item is going to be named Quick Shot, okay? Here I have to do a trick, guys. As you know, the new version of Minigame doesn't allow you to actually use some letters. In my case, in my language, I cannot use the Q, so I have to give like different rings. As an example, in some language, you are going to see Quick Shot with K, because I wasn't able to use the Q, okay? But just place any name that you want to do here. And the description is going to be shot disc faster, but bounces less, okay? Also, I place some information here. You can use whatever system. If you see here, there is a lot of custom text that I use. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to do this specific text later. But as an example, you are going to use speed is 1, charging time 1, disc amount 1, and ammo use is going to 1. In my case, I use this icon because it's going to be more faster, but you can use whatever item you want. Then just hit attribute here, and the attributes are going to be damage 0, attack durability 0, and most important one, as this is a quick shot, we are going to use charge time and initial speed bonus to 0. Once more, we are going to select the same disc as an ammunition, consumption quantity 1, and the same data, okay? And just save it. As you notice, it's almost the same setup for this one. The difference is the amount of charge time and the speed that you are going to increase for this one, okay? I want to be sure, yes, you are seeing my screen right now. And we already finished the basic economy items, the basic items for creating the different systems, and also we finish the laserdisc triggers, okay? Or the main gameplay items, okay? We left a couple of things, but let me do a pause here. So Damon is asking me how I become a teacher. Well, that was kind of fun, okay? I always had been like having some interest in me by Miniworld because the maps I create. And as you know, guys, I won one time the Miniworld Got Art, Miniworld Block Art Got Challenge, and I get third in another one. So actually I already, or the staff already know my work, so I also get an interview, so like a couple of years ago, and so it wasn't like too difficult to get in that position. I see that Alter was moving to the internal part, to the staff of Miniworld, So they released that position, okay? And they were looking for an English teacher. So I was just playing the game, and casually I see on Discord that they were asking for a teacher. So I was pretty good in my job, but I was looking for a second job because, this is like a pandemic time. So actually, I didn't or I didn't need the money, but I want to do some different things, okay? And I'd say, okay, I like Miniverse, so probably I get some money from there. And yep, I just said, okay, yes, I'm interested in the position. They do some tests on me. They ask for like a trial for that, some kind of real-time test, and they like it. So they say, okay, yeah, you are perfect for the position. We know definitely that you have the skills because you are an old player. You know how to create maps. You know how to use scripts, and you can talk in English. So the position, you can get it, and that's how I get the position. Oh yeah, for sure, guys. In the last class, I'm going to show you also some tricks for that. I know for sure, guys, that right now it's a little bit complicated because Miniverse is not showing us anymore the icons. So don't worry, Roshan. In the last class, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay, how to change the icons, how to change that part, because I know that it gives you more interesting things, as you can use a lot of cool items and not use miniatures in the game. In the icons is going to get your map a little bit faster, so I'm definitely going to teach you that. But for that, we need to mess with game files, okay? This is something that you cannot do with normal vision. You will have to use game files. I already teach in some classes previously how to edit game files, but I want to do a specific class for this because if you place the wrong information here and you need to create a new lines on that, probably your items are going to be removed, okay? Oh, when Roshan talks about that, means that I able to use as an example here that I have a different item, okay? And if you notice right now, you are not able to see any item here. And it's like different icons for the one that you were able to find by default. No, it's not a plugin pack. Let me show you very quick. I want to show you that because I know, guys, that probably you are interested in that. So this is how you can edit some items, okay? Let me see here. So this is going to be the codes for an item, okay? So when you open game files, that I'm going to teach you how to do that, there is some specific lines that are going to tell the game which one is the number of your icon and your model. So I already have a script to get those items numbers and those item codes that I shared in my scheme page. It's called get item ID. And so if you want to check it, Rosen, you can go ahead and search in the description of the video. You are going to find my script website, okay? And you can change those numbers to get like different items. But with the new setup for Miniverse, probably you are going to find a different setup, okay? As an example, this is the disk launcher. And as you see here, it has the same features and the icon and the items too, but the icons are going to be different depending on which item you open. And if your item has a custom model, this is going to work differently, okay? So it's going to be more extended. I'm going to teach you that later, okay? Yeah. Yes, you know what it is. Okay, perfect, Mr. Noob. Yeah, I didn't recommend it to get a lot of plugin packs, guys, because with plugin packs, you are going to get a lot of items that you don't need and that probably are going to take memory, so your map is going to increase the size and it's going to be a little bit slower, okay? That's something that I don't recommend unless you use few plugin packs, okay? Now, let's back to the class. Now we are going to create a couple of extra things. So now, let me switch to the presentation. Now we already finished with the game objects. We left only two things. First, the mount system and the power-up items, okay? So as you see, this class is more related only to create objects. Right now we are not messing that much with triggers. So we are going to create first the mobs, then some items for the mobs, and then the recipes, okay? So now let's move to MiniWord. And in MiniWord, we are going to create the most basic one. So it's going to be the creatures, okay? So this is very important, guys. We are going to have two different mechas with the same setup, two different mounts, because we have a mount for the red team, that in my case is the orange team, and other one for the light blue team, that is the normal blue team, but I changed the colors, okay? Remember, guys, I do this with colors because I want it to look like sports. So there are different colors for each mecha, okay? But, and very important, guys, but if you don't want to set up the custom colors for each mecha, you only have to use one mecha, okay? So what I do here, I create a basic mob. Remember, guys, very quickly, to create a mob, you just add here, go to creature, and you are going to add a new one, okay? You are going to hit add, and on there you are going to have this screen, okay? So moving back to the one I already created because I want you to use the same setup. And very important, guys, right now I'm going to teach you how to create a base. Your mob is not going to be able to be used by the players right now, but don't worry, I'm going to teach you that later also. Hi Priscilla, how are you? Okay, so guys, place a name for it, place a description, and very important, create a model. Some recommendations for your model. Be sure and test that the player is going to be in the right position, okay? Because depending on your model, the player can be inside here, can be around another area, so just be sure that you place your mob around here, okay? When your player access to the mob is going to be around this. I use a too large size because I need the mob to be a little bit larger than the player, but remember that you can use whatever system you want it, okay? The important things here is just setup, do a quick setup. Remember to change the health to something very low. The attack number, you can keep it like it is, okay? The movable option needs to be on and needs to be available. Now on battle, you are going to select attack range to 1 and view field to 16, but you are going to keep the attack completely off, okay? We don't want the mounts attack the players, we are just going to use it as an object. Now, on advanced setups and all the other things are going to be completely empty. So remember, if you need to create two different mechas with two different colors for each team, you just place the numbers here. So this is going to be player mecha 1, that is going to be for the orange team. I going to create, once you save it, I create another one that is going to be just the same, but for the team blue, okay? Same attributes, just the appearance and the name is the one that is going to change. Now that you have your mecha, you are going to go to props. And what we have to do is to create an item that can summon this mecha, okay? Why? Because if you notice in my game, and let me start the game so you are going to see what I refer to. Okay, it's going to take a little bit. Okay guys, so this is the item for my mecha, and if you see, the difference with most of the items that you are going to find in MiniWord is that when I use it, I already appears over the mecha, okay? It's not like other games that you put the mecha in the floor and then you have to access. This is much simpler and it's going to avoid the players to get confused, okay? So for this we are going to have to do some specific things because MiniWord doesn't work very well with that option. So you have to do it in a specific way to be able to create just this system, okay? So how we are going to do that, okay guys? This is one of the most important part, and is that we need to create a new item. So let me see, Mr. Noob says, recipes are most fun. Plugins enjoy the players, but it must. Yes. Yes, a lot of recipes are good. Of course, in survival is going to be much better. And in this kind of maps, I always use the recipes as I start, as it's very easy to do it. Okay, so guys, what you have to do for it is, you are going to create a new object, and that's why we created dummy. As you see, we are going to use it a lot of here. It's one of the most advanced tricks, or yeah, not the most advanced, it's actually very easy, but it's something that you can use in advanced edition. So you are going to create a new item. As always, we are going to use misc item because we are going to create an item that actually doesn't do anything, okay? It's just something that we can use in triggers. Once we add it, you are going to change the name for it. So in my case, I placed the name of the robot, GammaBot, okay? So remember that I'm also going to teach you how to create different robots. That's going to be in the next class, I think. Yes, it's going to be for the class number 4. So I placed like GammaBot is going to be the robot number A or the letter B. SigmaBot is going to be the P, and like that, okay? But for now in game, you are going to see only one. So I place the name here, very important, and as this is just for your orange team, I change the name here. And I place a simple description. So it's going to be the balanced exoskeleton, and I place also a description about how to use it. Use it to create a robot. And the skill is going to be super jump. That's it, okay? As you see, the attribute, it's just like it is. The only difference is that we are going to summon a creature here, okay? So remember, on this, the skill that you are going to add is summon a creature, and you are going to add the next thing. First, you are going to set up here summon creature, the creature that you just created for your mob, okay? And this is very important, guys. We use summon creature because MiniWord detects that when you summon a creature by skills, this creature is going to be in your same team and it's going to be owned by you. If you create the creature by triggers or by scripts, MiniWord doesn't detect actually the team quite, right? Or yes, it detects the team, but it doesn't detect that it belongs to you. So we won't be able to mount that creature directly with triggers or scripts. We have to actually place the creature in the floor and then go over that. So, okay. So the summon number is going to be 1. The duration here, very important, needs to be 0. 0 means that the creature is going to be permanent, it's not going to be destroyed by time. The most important one for make this work fine is to hit on here follow, okay? Follow, okay? All right, so when you hit follow, the creature is not just going to only follow the player, it means that also is going to be attached to the player ID, okay? So this is the most important thing. Skill type, you are going to select no type. Charge mode, no charge mode. Cooldown, place a long cooldown. Why, guys? Because probably if by luck your player will be able to get a lot of mounts if you don't place this, okay? So you know, MiniWord works fine, but sometimes when you get a little bit of luck, you can have those specific problems. So that's why I highly recommend it to you to get this on a lot of cooldown, okay? Now, for the target team, you are going to select unlimited. The range type is going to be single target, and the consumption amount is going to be hunger level, okay, guys? And that's it. That's how you create the item. You don't have any partial item or script on it. Just save it and return, and just do the same for the other color, but change the color. As you see, the name, it's the same. All the information is the same for this item. The only difference is first the color. The icon is going to be different too, so players are going to recognize it. And very important, on here you need, of course, summon the other creature, not the orange one or the red one. You have to summon the blue one, okay? Remember, just create 2 items in the case that you are not going to have custom colors for your mounts. All right? I think that probably by using the traduction, I also understand, okay, what you say is if you are from Indonesia, but it's just general culture, I think. Okay, so let's see. Now we already have those two things that are going to be the basic things. Now we are going to create the recipe, okay guys? So this is going to be a little bit ridiculous, guys, but is something I found out that may work, okay? So as you see in game, and this is very simple, I already have my item here, okay? Check that I already have my robot in my inventory, guys, okay? You see, it's right here. But players are going to see the robot here. And why is this? Because we are going to open, as soon as the player enters to the game, we are going to open the store. Because the players can get some specific skins or premium items from here, okay? So it's like an excuse, so players are going to see a different thing. And also when we are going to get 3 different kind of robots, the players will be able to select the kind of robot that they want to start the game, okay? So that's why we use this. Also remember that as we are going to save the coins, so the money, players can use that coins that are being saved by the game to buy skins at the beginning, so it's going to be very useful. But as you see, at the beginning it's going to be kind of odd because we are going to use the same robot. That is just a trick for now, okay? So just do it like I'm going to do it. Don't worry for that. It's going to be very simple. And actually it's not going to affect your game that much. It's just while we add more things, okay? So in recipes, for the system of the store that we are going to make, with the recipes you are going to be able to create the store, okay? So it's recipe that you are going to create here is going to be displayed by the store, and the store can be opened from the inventory or at the beginning of the game. So first thing first, you are going to create a new recipe here. I hate when mini words close that, okay? So just hit here, create, add the new one, and very important guys, let me explain how it works. Target product is the product that you are going to get when you complete the recipe, okay? So in here, of course, you are going to add the final item. In my case, is going to be the robot, okay? As an example, is going to be the gamma bot, okay? What item you are going to require, okay? So the item that you need to require is the same robot. So just place on here the same robot. And those are going to be very important. The recipe type, you can have different options. The common one is the one that appears at the beginning, so use common. Produce, select always one, okay? And that's it. That's the recipe for the mob. Also, you can add more recipes, so remember to add the orange team or the red team in your case, and the blue team also, okay? The blue team is just the same as you see. Later, we are going to cover this a little bit more because we are going to have some recipes for get some skins, like you see. I'm using credits to get some skins, but it's just the same setup, okay? It's not that complicated. Hi, Kenzie, how are you? Welcome to the class. All right, so that's how we do the recipes for this, and we almost over it right here, guys, okay? So we already have most of the objects created. We left only some specific items. Okay, guys, so when I start actually the game, you are going to see something interesting too, okay? So when the time happens, you are going to see that right here, they're going to spawn some specific items. So the trick here is that we are going to use the same logic of the dummies. Those are not going to be real items, those are going to be mobs. And we are going to detect the collision when the players hit the mobs. The player is going to receive the item, okay? So we are not going to create a script right now. We are going to create the item. As you see here, let me show you. There are going to spawn some items here, okay? And very important, guys, this is very important. For your map creation, you need to create this area where the items are going to be spawned, okay? That's something that probably left by the photos that you show me. So I need you to create inside your game area a floor that is not going to be breakable, that is going to be 3 blocks by 3 blocks. So players can stand here when as an example, the floor gets destroyed, okay? So as you see, there are going to be some discs in the floor. Also, when the when the disc actually gets low speed, it's going to transform the projectile into a creature, and it's going to fall like this. So this one that you are seeing here is not a projectile, it's just a mob, okay? It's a mob that stays on there, and each time the player hits on that one, or the player clicks on it, it's going to add more disc to the player. As you see, you can just pick it up by moving on it or just by hitting. And though this is also going to work with your mob, okay? As you see here, I just pick up by mistake. Okay, it's right here. So if I move with my mouse over it, it's also going to give me the disc. So that's why we have to create this specific system, okay? Oh, very good. Very good, Kenzie. Alright, so what we are going to do here, we are going to create just the mobs for this, okay? So the first one that we are going to create is the disc laser, okay? So remember, it's not the laser disc ammunition, it's going to be the laser disc creature, okay? So just create a new move from zero. You already know how to create that one. Just hit add new, create, and it's going to give you a new interface, okay? What you are going to do is to change the model, okay guys? So remember, the model here is going to be your disc. You can also create two different models. As you see, the model that I create for the mob is different for the one that you have in the hand. This one has some movement, so the players will know that it's an item. So you can do that, guys. Just change the miniature system. What you are going to do is to change the name. Be sure that you are not showing any information to the players, so the players will see the item in the floor, but they are not going to see like it's mob. Then in information, this is very important, guys. Very, very, very important trick. MiniWord has some optimization system that deletes all the mobs that are not set up with the next one, okay? So if you set up here, monster, if you get away from this mob, the mob is going to be disespawned, it's going to be deleted. So be sure that on here you are going to hit animals, okay? That's the only way that you can keep a mob without being destroyed. It's by hitting here animals, okay? That's very important. Healed, just hit 1. Attack, just hit 1. Movable, you can do a little of speed. Why? Because if you keep 0 speed, the players are going to be obstructed by that. That means that if we are trying to cross around, they are going to be obstructed and they won't be able to move over it, okay? So just keep a little bit of speed. Actually, it's just for allowing the players to pass through, okay? Movement, be sure that everything is up. We don't need any information here. All the other things are going to be off here, and battle mode is also going to be off, okay? And as you see, we don't have like that much things. I'm going to teach you in the next class how to actually use those specific things that is going to be pick by item, pick by match, or activate the option, okay? By now, I just want you to create the object, okay? So, welcome Mariana, ¿cómo estás? Alright, welcome Santana-kun, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to the class. Okay guys, so for now, I just want you to create the creature. We are going to learn those triggers later. Now, we already create the laser disc. Now we are going to create the head, okay? Guys, very important, I create a head here because in my game, the players lose the head. You can use the same system, but if you have, as an example, an armor instead of that, that means that when the player gets the second hit, he's going to lose the armor, or whatever you have as an option there. Remember that you have different systems of life. You are going to create that object, okay? For this, I just create the head because you have to pick up some heads for your cyber. So in attributes, I select animals, just the same setup that you see before for the previous one, okay? And that's it, okay? Now, this is some trick that probably some of you will wonder, and I'm going to teach you this trick, and it's how to take off the heads of the player or how to get only the head of the player. And the trick is one of the easiest tricks, okay? So for this, you are going to access here in status, and you are going to add a new status. The status is going to be just create a new one, okay? And you are going to create the name of headless, okay? Headless means that you are not going to have head. So how do you do that? Okay, just place the effect, place the sound and the effects, of course. And in my game, the players are going to be androids. They are going to have some smoke on that. And this is the simplest thing. What you have to do is just add a new effect. The effect is going to be change or make the size of the player. Okay, that is going to be this one that says model volume. And here is the trick, guys. On here you have two different options. The first one is the body, the second one is the head. So you can change the size of the body or the size of the head. Okay, so for changing the size of the head, the only thing that you have to do to take off the head is to change it to head and place here -100. So you are going to have it like this, just reduce to -100, and with that your player is not going to have head when you add that system. Of course it's going to have it, it's going to be very small, but players are not going to notice that. Also be sure that you are going to hit a negative status on that, and yeah, all the other things are not necessary. Why we are creating this skill, okay? Remember, I creating this specific buff for taking off the heads, but you have to create a buff to let the system know that the players left one life. So in case, as an example, you are creating some armor, just change the name for armorless or damaged, and be sure that you change the effects, okay? This is more aesthetics, and we are going to detect with the system that the trigger or the buff has been added, but so you need to create it. But the aesthetical part, the part about taking the head, is completely optional, okay? So when you added that one, of course, you already have all the basic systems, all the basic objects. We already finished on here. We already have all the system objects for our map. We are not going to create more objects later. Just in case you want to add the other one, that is to create just a standalone head, you create another buff. The difference is that instead of making the player head -100, you are going to change the size of the head to +1000, and that's the only difference. Very important, guys. For that one, also you need to change the player size of the player. So instead, and this is very important, the order is important. So first you are going to change the body size to -100, and then you are going to change the player head to 1000, and that's it. That's what you have to do to take off or to cut the head of a player, okay? Yeah, Santana-kun, I know that probably it's going to be better for you and Mariana to assist to the Spanish class later. So yes, feel free to access in the evening. It's going to be very, very well. Yeah, thank you so much for saying hello, Santana, and saludos a Peru. Okay, so guys, at this point we already end with all the objects. Just to get some extra points here, let me change here to the presentation, and let me give you another code, okay? So this is going to be skin cards, guy. Just hit that one. Oh, I forgot to end the pool here. Okay, guys, so copy and paste that code. That code is going to give you some skin cards, okay? And at the end we are going to have another code, so just stay under. I see that most of you are like in the middle. Oh, can you explain me a little bit more, Kenzie? You want to get, like, when the player hit 3 times or get 3 kills, get an power or something extra? That's actually a very good dynamic. All right, so just get the code here in the meanwhile. All right, so I can teach you how it works. It's very simple, Kenzie. So create a private variable. The private variable is going to be player kills or player bonus. And what you are going to do is add a new trigger, okay? The trigger is very simple. The trigger is when the player kills another player, you have to add, you just add one kill to the private variable that is player kills. And right after that, you execute a second trigger. So complete that and then hit where it says execute a trigger. And you add an empty trigger with no defend. The vent is going to be completely empty. But for the condition, you are going to add the next one. If player kills is equals or greater than 3, and the action is going to be set player kills to 0, and then the next action is going to be to add the buff. And that's it. It's that much simpler. And yeah, it's that simple. As you see, it's just to add a condition after that. Okay, so let me switch to MiniWorld back again, and we are going to create the last couple of things, guys, okay? So the things that we are going to create right now, it's just some basics systems, and it's something that we usually create, okay? So we are going to create the show bar and the clean effects. I think probably we will be able to do the show bar and the clean effects, but those ones are going to keep it like for the next class, okay, guys? Because I see that we are going to take too much time. Hi Pauliti, welcome to the class. I see. Not a problem. At the end, I'm going to repeat that, okay, Kenzie, so you can take note of the idea. So guys, what it's going to do each one of them, okay? So show bar is going to show this specific bar. Let me switch to MiniWorld so you are going to see it in real time. So as you know, this MiniWorld has a big buff, and it's that when you open any store, any toolbox, most of the times this is going to be completely hidden. So as an example, if you are placing a countdown, the players are going to lose that countdown, okay? So we are going to change that. As you see, even if I open a store, even if I open any kind of interface here, this is not going to be deleted. And as you see, this specific part always show me more information. I have here not only the timing, I also have the score for the team 1, the score for the team 2, and in which kind of game status we are. Right now we are in combat mode, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to create that system. And the second one is a system that auto cleans the effects. So remember guys, when you create an effect and you don't delete it, your game is going to get a little bit of lag, okay? But before starting there is something important, guys. We are going to just go to the basics. We are going to go to map rules, team settings, and we are going to add some basic items to the players, okay? Now that we are already creating the items. So you are going to go to initial items. You are going to go here where it says items in shortcut bar. You are going to edit, and the first one is going to be the item that summons your mob, okay? Your mount. You are going to place it in the first screen. Then at the end, you are going to add the developer item, the one that allows you to open the developer item at the end, the normal item stored before that, and you are going to give just one coin to the player. Why? Because with that, the player always are going to see all the stored when he opens the store, okay? Remember that we have two different teams, so you need to do the same for the second team, but the only thing that is going to change here is that you are going to use the other color robot, okay? In my case, it's going to be the blue one. Okay, and just hit confirm, okay? Now, another important thing, guys. We are going to start creating some triggers, so you are going to open this item, the trigger section, and you are going to create a new trigger set, okay? The name of the trigger set is going to be basic systems. On here, we are going to save all the basic elements that are not important for the gameplay, but yes, for the game to work fine, okay? And the first one that you are going to create is a new trigger. The new trigger name is going to be delete effects. And what it's going to do is just to do that next thing. A special effect is created at random position. That's going to be the event. You can find it right here in special effect. Okay, remember, it needs to be the same. If you place a different one, it's not going to work. So place effect in a random position. Now the action is going to have the next one. Go to timer, and timer, select the one that says waiting time. And for waiting time, you are going to place 0.7 seconds or 1 second at max, okay? That's going to auto clean the effects, so you are not going to have that much amount of lag, okay? We are going to delete the type of a special effect in event position, okay? That's it. Type of special effect in event position, and that's it. Now for the show bar is going to be a little bit complicated in comparison to this one, but it's much easier too, okay? So first thing, we are going to add a new event, okay? So to be sure that the timer always is going to work, we are going to select here, we are going to select a special feature, and is designate timer change. Remember, no timer change. Instead of that, you are going to use designate timer change. And you are going to create a new timer, okay guys? So where it says variable library, just hit add, and you are going to place the name for that one as game display, okay? On here I get a mistake, it says display. It's something that it doesn't need to be like that, but remember, you are going to place game display, okay? And whenever game displays change, no conditions, you are going to add a string concatenation. And you are going to select as assigned, and you are going to select set character string. Okay, guys, we are going to use that. And you are going to create a new variable that is going to be timer text. Okay, so that's why you are going to see different options here. The different thing. Don't worry, the name of the trigger or the trigger set name, can see it's going to be basic systems. The name of the trigger for the previous one, the one that clean effects, is going to be clean effects. And for this specific item, that is one is this specific trigger that is going to be the one that shows the bar, is going to be show bar. That's going to be the name of the trigger, okay? Now the name of the first variable is going to be game status. It's going to be the timer, and the name of this string is going to be timer text. Okay, so just hit on here in variable, and you are going to add timer text. Okay, what is going to do timer text? We are going to change the composition of this. We are going to change the text by mixing some text with different information. First, we are going to add the punctuation for the team red. Then we are going to add the status of the game, and then we are going to add the punctuation of the team blue. And after that, we are going to add the timing, okay guys? So the composition is going to be very simple. This will allow us to do that. So we are going to set the character string, and this is very important, okay? You are going to hit on here, function library, and you are going to select string concatenation. It's going to give you two different options. So in the first one, what I place is the name of the team. So the name of my team is team 5. I just place the color and the team. And very important, guys, notice this. I do a separation between the color, this separation, and another space between the name, and also I do a separation with the number, okay? Why I do this? Because in MiniWord, as I'm going to teach you later how to use the translate function, we will need this, okay? Now, if that's for the first part, the second part is going to add function library, convert value to string, because we need to convert the score of the player or the team into text. Remember, in programming or in programming languages, the numbers are not going to be able to be just added or do mathematical operations with text and numbers. So that means that if you have a 5, probably that 5 is a text. We need to convert it into a number, okay? So that's very easy. Once you add convert value to string, be sure that you are going to place the same name for this, okay? So guys, on here where it says convert, you are going to add 2 different variables, okay? So the first one is going to be score1 and the second one score2. Very important, lowercase. As you see, everything is in lowercase and no spaces, okay? Very important, guys, because we are going to use this in triggers. In script, the script that I'm going to give you auto detects the score for each one of the players. So be sure that this is just type it just the same, okay? Lowercase, score, and the number in here, okay? That's going to reduce the complication for your triggers, okay? So that's the first one. You are going to just add a new one. Again, you are going to select another assign. We are going to select again set character string, and this is the trick. As we, Miniverse limits too much in triggers to add or connect the different strings. We are going to do it by parts. So first we set up one, then we use that one and add the other and the other, but separated in different actions. And it's going to be much easier to edit, okay? So for the second one, we are going to take or to use the previous text that we set up here, okay? And we are going to add a couple of things. So just hit again timer text. This first condition again is going to be function library, string concatenation, guys. And we are going to use again timer text on here. So this is very important, guys. In comparison with the previous one, on here in the other one we have like the text directly. On here we have to hit variable library and we need to use timer text, okay? We are going to take timer text and we are going to add another couple of conditions. So in my case, I use another string concatenation in the second one, and that will allow me to create like the basics, okay? So first I add just this simple text that is like just ornamentation, is just some visual and aesthetic part to add the text, but if you don't want to use it, you don't need to add this text, okay? But what actually does is to create those arrows at the corners of the text, so it's going to be focused, and also the color, gives the color for the information, okay? Now you add another one that says string concatenation. Remember, you just hit here, function library and string concatenation, and on there I actually place the information. So on here, you are going to create a new variable. So just hit new variable and you are going to change it for game status text. What is going to do game status text is going to tell the game in which status we are. If we are in combat mode, if we are in hurry up time, or if we are buying, or also if we are in sudden death, okay? So just hit the variable here, and in the second one, just place the ornamentation part that close the arrows, okay? So let me show you an actual game how it looks like. Just a second. Okay, so if you see, in the first action, we create this part of the text. Then we are just the visual part that I told you, the game status, and the close for that visual part. Now what we left is to add this second team information, okay? That's as much of simple. So how you do that? You just add another condition, okay guys? So remember, in the last part we left with the score, and also we close with the same icon, okay? Also check this, I put the separation here, okay? Now we add another one, another assign timer text. We are going to use the same as always, timer text, and we are going to add another string concatenation. So first remember, a string concatenation, timer text, another string concatenation, and on here we are going to place the name of the second team. Please notice that we have the color first, the separation, and we have also a space in between the name and the end, because we want to have a space to place the score, okay? Then we add another string concatenation, and in the center we are going to convert a value to a string. So we are going to convert the variable that we just created before, that is not score1, score2, that is the score for the team 2, And then we are going to do a simple thing. In the second score, we are going to place the separation, a hashtag end to end the color, and I use this T to set the time. I'm going to teach you how to do this T later. And yeah, that's how it works. On here you will see the final results. Alright guys, so on here you see this different information in the top. As you see, there are the 3 actions that connects all the setups. So this will always keep update your map. You can use just the timers to get more information to the players, and it's going to look more advanced, okay? So that's why we do that, or how to do that. To give the color or do this text with specific numbers, you see, or also even to do these things like this, I'm going to teach you in the last class. For now, you can keep it like we already have it, okay? And that's it, guys. That's all the things that I'm going to teach you for this class. For the class of tomorrow, we are going to do a lot of things that left with triggers and scripts. And also we are going to learn some tricks, as I showed you in the first slides. We are going to learn some tricks for models and some tricks for a couple of things more. I don't remember well. You know, my memory is failing sometimes, and probably you notice that in game. Yeah. Okay, tricks with poofs, okay? So we also are going to learn some tricks. As an example, you can make a player fly with poofs. So, yeah. Yes, it works, Kenzie. So I remember that actually the first request was for Mr. Noob, and Mr. Noob wants to show us one of his maps. Sorry, Kenzie, but for this class I'm going to show Mr. Noob's map, as we already show in some previous classes your map. I know that your map is very cool. I just want to give the opportunity to other players to show their works in the live streaming. Alright guys, so the class is already over. Let me give you the final code. Here. Okay, let me switch the screen to the presentation. And let me give you the code. Yes, Mr. Noob, so let me know which map is the map that you want me to play. As you were requesting me to play that since the beginning. So welcome, Tommy. Tommy1, how are you? Okay, let me see. I have your profile already open here, Mr. Noob. So just let me know which one is the map that you want me to test. Okay, sorry, no, actually I don't have it. I have to search it. I have a lot of friends. Real Yuri, Turin, DJ Gamer, Firecrack, Easy, Christian, Max Bryan, Mew, Mr. Noob. I have you here. Okay, I see that I have your names mapped here. So I have the magical word, do not fall, a flag sword, color arena, the great battle, and fight in the evil factory. So which one is the one that you want me to test? Thank you, Davon, for repeating the code. Flag Wars. Alright, I got it here. Alright, so I guess it's a multiplayer map, right? Alright, yes, I see that it's a multiplayer map. Alright, so probably you're seeing my screen, guys. And let me show you a trick. Alright, so something important that you need to know is that right now MiniWord is not working very well with this. So be sure that before placing your map in multiplayer, just hit enter, because otherwise you are going to access to error. Yeah, just one map. All right. Okay, so I'm going to host the map here. Let's do a 10 players. I know that most of you won't be able to access, so let's do a 10 players, okay? Alright guys, don't worry Kenzie, at the end I'm going to teach you again the trigger about how to create that system that you mentioned, the one that gets 2 players. Also, I see that red Ogie is here. Alright, so you are over me, just let me know if when it... Oh, okay. I think I was going to fall, but I see that you used a good trick. Okay, so it's a capture the flag. I see that you get the coins from here. Very good. And with this, I guess you can get some items, right? Alright. Let me try with some tools and foods. Here, okay, I see that I need more money. Very good. Very good with the store. Remember that with the system that I'm going to teach you, or that I'm teaching you, you will be able to do this store like manually, just so you don't have to have it in your hands. Okay, I need more gold for this. For now, I'm going to get an Irish word. And what else I can get? Oh, I can get a basic protection here. Okay, I see. So I guess to get the full armor, I got to go into the middle, right? All right, it's a bedwars. I love bedwars. I think it's a good. Bedwars always had a good gameplay. Okay, I need more gold, and I don't have gold. Okay, Ender Pearl. Alright, let me get more armor here. Okay, just in case I'm going to get another... I'm gonna get some pants here. Let's take the money. Oh, okay, so I get some items from there and I'm going to be able to pass. Okay, there is a question. There is something that sells me some blocks and to be able to cross the other side. So how do I... Welcome, Gabriel. Okay, let me see. Oh, yes, I didn't see that. My bad. Alright, how many blocks? Oh, I get actually a lot of blocks. This is one of the most difficult things for me. I always die like that with red words and not that very good. Oh no, I lose all my items. Okay, never mind. Yeah, some things that happen to me a lot of times in bedwars and in Skywards is that I always falling. I'm not that very good on that one by that reason. Also, I see that there are a lot of players joining. Okay. Let me see, I'm almost on there. Hi, how are you, Ninja? Oh, okay, probably you are not in the streaming. Okay. Get the diamonds here. Alright, yes, let me know, Davon. We are going to just surprise the player. Okay, I'm not very good at this, as you see. I'm very bad at creating games, and also I think in cell phone is going to be easier to do this. In computer is a really mess. Oh, the blue flag get destroyed. Someone is defeating us here. Well, I destroyed the yellow flag. Okay. I'm sorry, Ray Doggy. Bye. Yeah, that was like unfair, but yeah. I want to kill. Oh, no, no, no. Damn it. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but yeah. The circuits element parts, I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. Actually, I didn't get all the... Oh, now he is from my team. I see. Okay, we get stuck here, buddy. Okay, how we are going to move, okay. Oh, oh thank you, Ryogi. Okay, let's see if I get on here. I will be able to pick up some blocks. We need to protect our... Oh, nos están atacando. Mr. Noob is here. Oh, he killed us. Alright, we get completely killed right now. Okay, oh, I know where this is going. Okay, I have a question. Every time that you die, you get to another team? Okay, GG for all of you guys. Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, Kenzie, let's do the last thing. I want to show you very quickly how to do the system that you required me. So let me show you very quickly that. GG, very good game. I think the only thing that you need to improve a little bit, Mr. Noob, is just the aesthetics. Just what I always do is when I don't know how to create some things, I check tutorials from Minecraft about construction, about architecture, and that helped me out. But the map is good, okay? Now, here, so check this, Kenzie. For doing the script that you mentioned before, or the trigger, what you have to do is just do the next thing. First, you are going to go to variable library. You are going to select private variable. You are going to add a new one. And the private variable is going to be a value one. You are going to change it to kills effect, okay? Let's do that, or kill spoof. And done. We already have it as a private variable. What you are going to do is the next thing. Players, when the players defeat the player, okay? You are going to have an error here. And that is going to ask you if it's a player or creature. And that can create some problems, as I mentioned before. Just use the trick I mentioned before. What you are going to do, to be sure that it's a player, just check the player attribute. So hit player attribute, select any player attribute. It's something that is not going to do anything. It's just to be sure that it's only going to work when the player moves. And just hit here, you are going to put 1, and on here you are going to select it's greater than 1, okay? So that is going to only detect when the player is being hit. It's not going to detect the creature, okay? And the action is going to be on here, assigned and value setup, okay? So remember, we create a private variable. We are going to select function library, player, and player private variable. The private variable is going to be killsbuff. And we are going to set that as a function library, math, and we are going to add 1. So remember, we are going to just get the variable again, player private variable, and we are going to use once more killbuffs, and we are going to add 1, okay? So that's the first part. The second one is that you are going to create a second trigger. The trigger event is going to be empty. The condition is going to be math, numerical comparison, and we are going to select the next one. So function library, player private variable, and the variable, of course, is the one that we just created. We are going to select is equals or greater than let's use, oh, I choose the wrong one, okay? And the number of kills. So in this case it's 3. And then you add the action. So the action is going to be player get a buff or obtain an effect. Of course, you are going to personalize that for anyone or the effect that you wanted. As an example, this one. Of course, you are going to select players in trigger event. Okay. Yeah, you're going to select players in trigger event and the amount and effects. You set up that part. And the only thing is that you have to go back here. And what you are going to add is a new action. The action is going to be operate. Okay, it's going to be triggered. Sorry, how it is going to work here? Okay, it's player group operate trigger on a player set. Okay, the trigger is going to be the trigger that you just created. The player set is the tricky part. Okay, so we have to get the player that has been completely did. Okay, so in this case we are going to just add here 1, and the private variable is going to be a new one. We are going to add a new player that is player kill. Okay, all right, so we are going to perform player kill to that one, and we are going to check the condition as true. And that's it. Okay, so probably no, actually I'm doing it wrong, sorry for that. What you are going to do is to trigger, operate trigger. Okay, don't complicate with the order, and just give me a second. Yeah, it's going to be that one. Okay, so you are going to hit operate trigger. You are going to select the last one. That is going to be triggered player 2. And of course you have to check the conditions, and that's going to do that. Okay, just to let you know. So remember, operate trigger 2, and that's it. That's going to add the effect to the player if the player dies. Okay, that's something that I want to teach. So guys, for now, the class is over. Flanking, for the next class, I'm going to play your map. I also want to add Edmund. Edmund, so give me your UID again. I want to be sure that... Okay, no, I got it right here. I'm going to try to add you again, okay? Just give me a second. Oh, it's right here. Okay, for some reason I'm still not able to add you as a friend. Let me try to search here. Okay, mini words, what happened? Now I cannot see. Okay, now yes, I can see again my UID. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, I have no... Sorry guys if you are seeing your UID here, but as I receive a lot of friend request, I won't be able to accept you, most of you, unless you told me like, oh yeah, I'm from this class, I want you to add me. Okay. No. So did you send me a friend request, Avon? You mean the UID? No idea. Most of the times it blocks it, and when I see that your UID is blocked, I always try to show it. But I don't know how to do that actually. Sometimes it happens. I think when you only send the UID, it's not going to work. So try to write some extra text like, hey, how? This is my UID, blah, 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 and then the UID. So get a little bit of text, because I see Franklin Halsey here. We'll be able to actually place the UID, but if you notice, it has a lot of text here. That's probably why. Okay, no, still not able to add you as a friend, Davon. I think probably we are already friends. Because it get the check mark here, probably we are already friends. Yeah, and also Kenzie, if you want to get the TNT, this is a trick that you can use, okay? So if you are playing from a computer, what you have to do here is just hit here on script, you add a new script, then you hit on here on the top where it says ID library, and you are going to select item or block, okay? And on here you have the different items. If you cannot find in here, well, if you hit on here, as you see, it gets the ID. It says X-Bomb ID 12823. Okay, and here you can see 24, 12, 8, 25, and 26. So that's how you can get the different ones. Another one, you mean, is this TNT the one that you want to get? 1 second, here is the projectile one, right? This one, the firecracker. Oh, I see. So you are ninja. Very good. So as you are ninja, I know that you are going to be in the evening class. So in the evening class, I can show your map if it's good for you, that it works. So this one is the one that you want to get, Kenzie, the firecracker. So let me put it on there. It's going to be 12-12-80. Sorry, 12-2-80. Yes, that's the number. I see. No, that's not actually your cardboard. But yes, so yeah, I place it into the comments, so you will get the number for that item. And yeah, guys, that will be it for now. The class is already over. We already take half our most, that the one that we supposed to take. But remember, guys, you will be able to learn a lot if we get more time. For now, let me switch to full screen. All right, this is full screen. Yes. So guys, thank you so much for becoming to class with me. I hope you have learned a lot, and remember, I always in the Discord group. Probably I'm going to take some time to answer because I have to do other things, and when I get free time, I get with you. But remember that you can contact me here, there, and I see that there is a lot of your maps that you are showing into the Discord group. So I hope this minicamp we are going to have a lot of maps. For now, thank you so much for assisting. I hope you have an excellent day, and thank you so much for assisting. That's it. Goodbye, guys, and have a great weekend for now.